I kind of thought this news was sad and upsetting and disheartening and, all the things, to be honest with you, because I feel bad for what's going on right now, and you can tell that people are very much, proud of the work that they do when they're a developer and things like that. And honestly, I can see that, anytime you do anything, I think it really pays off to be, proud of that. And I really wish that people would buy Xbox and do the things that they're supposed to do. It's really unfortunate that they've kind of created this atmosphere where people don't want to buy a game or whatever, so that's sort of sad, to be honest with you. But at the same time, I feel like what Microsoft is doing is kind of really kind of making it pointless to own games, sort of like the way they sort of make it pointless to own the Xbox. But anyway, I want to get into this a little bit. So this is really cool looking game that I've had my eye on for a little while. It's called Hypercharge Unboxed. And if you didn't know what this game is, there's like there's release date trailers just coming out in a couple weeks. And it's basically, like Small Soldiers. You guys remember that movie? So basically, like, your toys fighting each other. It's like a shooter. And, there's like, it's co-op. It's got, a single-player campaign. It's got, a bit of everything. And this game, by the way, looks absolutely stunning. It's an Unreal Engine game. They look like real action figures. And, it's a first-person shooter. And it looks absolutely stunning, and basically you can like go through it yourself and play with bots, or you can split screen, or you can go online and play. There's multiplayer. There's a lot of stuff. It really does look cool. I've had my eye on it for a while. Now this game is, I believe, it is it's going to be console exclusive to Xbox. It's a small developer. This game is only like $30 or whatever, so kind of keep that in mind. And at the end of the day, with everything that I've seen with it, it really kind of looks like, what they're doing is like taking everything they can and putting it into this version of the game, right? And so you would think, okay, cool, but people are really kind of, I don't know if trolling him or just being honest, but the developer, is really saddened by all the claims that it's going to be, quote, dead without Game Pass. So he says, hearing this stuff every day really gets to me. One of the big Xbox releases headed our way this month is the long-awaited Hypercharge Unboxed, which is finally bringing its first and third-person shooter action figure game to Xbox consoles on Friday, May 31st. Sadly, ahead of the launch, the game's official Twitter or X account has been highlighting the trolls who are claiming that because it's not launching on Game Pass, Hypercharge Unboxed is already set up for failure on Xbox. And, what he had to say was, and he's been doing these little interviews, he says, just because our indie game isn't on Game Pass doesn't mean it's dead on arrival. We hope you give our action figure game a try. In a follow-up of a series of tweets, the person leading the account made sure to note that they're not targeting this message as Xbox fans in particular or whatever. It's just one of those things. But, at the same time, he says, those who constantly criticize us and hate on the game for not being on Game Pass, here's a bit more of what they had to say. And I quote, I'm quite shocked at how many trolls have come at us for not launching on Game Pass. TikTok is the worst, but yeah, we're not launching on Game Pass. We believe our indie game is a fair price and will be worth the purchase. Thank you to everyone who has already pre-ordered. This isn't targeted at Xbox gamers, by the way. It's directed at the trolls who constantly criticize us and hate on the game for not being on Game Pass. We love Game Pass. It offers so many perks, but just because a game isn't on it doesn't mean that it's not worth buying or trying. Let's not turn this into a PlayStation versus Xbox thing, alright? It's really about handling some pretty tough comments we keep getting. Terms like dead game, dead on arrival, and if it's not on Game Pass, we're not paying anything for it. It adds up a lot. Hearing this stuff every day really gets to me. I know it's just a loud few who don't speak for all of our awesome fans, but hey, I'm human too. It hurts when you put everything into making something and trolls just completely crap on it for not being on Game Pass. Again, this isn't a dig at players at all. It's the trolls who keep gaming and devs, and they're not so nice. Thank you to all our fans. whatever console you're on. We really do appreciate your support and kind words. Excuse me. So obviously, there's little doubt that the launching on Game Pass would have increased hypercharged Xbox player base, but there seems to be a lot of hype around this new release anyway. The YouTube trailer has over 100,000 views, so you know it could be pretty popular. I have it pre-ordered personally. I think it looks cool. It's like ticks all the boxes for me. You know, kind of looks like a node to like the Army Men and all that kind of stuff. So you know, yeah, I think it looks awesome. I think it looks really cool. I think what they've really kind of pulled off here is phenomenal, to say the least. And you know, that's impressive to me. You know, you usually don't see that kind of stuff. But you know, I'm looking forward to seeing the game at full release and everything like that. It looks like it's got a lot of content. Like you can pre-order it right now, I think for like $25, but it's going to be 30 by the time it launches. I think it's on sale right now. Or whatever. But yeah, you know, like for me, I think this game looks cool, but it does suck that there's so many people, and I know it's not just trolls. Like I feel bad for the guy, because I know that there are legitimate Xbox people who will absolutely not get this game because it's not on Game Pass. You know, like I wouldn't have thought that before either. You know, that's the really sad part is, like previously I wouldn't have thought that people would skip a game that they looked interested in, but I've now seen, like over the past few months, just so many people who just claim they'll only ever play stuff if it's on Game Pass or whatever. So you know, one of those things that kind of irks me the wrong way a little bit. I do think that, you know, Game Pass is a cool thing to have, like in addition to you know, some of the other things or whatever, but at the same time it's like, you know, hey man, like if there's games that you want, then like by all means just buy the games. You know, I know that it can be a little bit of an expensive hobby, but it always has been. And to see people kind of just like make fun of this dev, you know, I feel bad for the guy. You know, just I can't really say that enough. You know, hopefully, I'm sure that the game will go to, you know, it's already on like PC and stuff, but I have a feeling, obviously, that I think that it's going to make its way to Switch and you know, PlayStation and things like that. So you know, it's just the way that the perception is around Xbox right now is just really unfortunate. So I hope that, you know, that can change before too long, because I would like to see people get back into like buying the games. And I feel like if people were buying the games on Xbox again, we'd like probably stop seeing those games go on PlayStation to begin with, right? Like let's just be real about it. So, you know, anyway, I would love to hear everybody else's thought process on this. Maybe you guys care, maybe you don't, I don't know. I think the game looks cool. I'm going to link the article in the description. You guys can all check it out and let me know what you think, because like I said, I think it's pretty darn cool, to say the least. And like I said, I would love to hear the thoughts and opinions of everyone. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And maybe consider liking the video as well. We'll catch you next time. Crap Gamer out.